you off by clearing your throat. All right. It's about that time. Getting going in a couple of minutes. Thank you for coming in and hanging out and saying hello this morning. The AM resource run is a work in progress that is progressing. I think I'm ready. Got my coffee, got my water, got my controller, got the game queued up. Got a little whiteboard with some notes jot down. Gotta make sure that my multiplayer flag is set to do not disturb. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's get this. We're gonna fade this music out very slowly, like a professional style. Letting it down a little low. There we go. All the way low right there. Now we turn it off. It's gone now. Okay, we're gonna turn our regular in-house volume back up to normal, hopefully. Okay. And I have like a transitions thing. I don't know how to use it yet, so I don't. And that's why everything is like jarring, like okay. All right. Hello. Welcome to the live stream brought to you by W Energy Drinks. Clean energy that is made to give you focus with no crash jitters or angst like other drinks. Use my promo code RD78 at their official store for a 10% discount. I believe it's W.GG. Excuse me. All right. It is my Monday morning, your Saturday. We are... Oh, camera is looking all Thor 1 right now. There we go. Okay, here we go. I try to get it to where I'm looking up at it, but see, it helped my posture. All right, so here we go. Yeah, this is my overlay. I'm trying to get, I can't afford a professional's touch quite yet to do it myself, and this is what we got. So I can kind of see it, and I'm working on it. It's gonna get better eventually. We'll see. But let's just get into what we're doing here, which is and also, like, I want to eventually have more stuff on the screen, but I need that to be interactive. That's a static image, and that's fine, but I need it to be interactive. Okay, so we were over in Bug Space getting our asses handed to us for the major order. There may be some major order play at some point, but not at this time. So we're going to, we came over to Chiron Prime last night and just set up. Oh, but then I was working on this overlay you see on my screen for the so I'm looking at it. I just wanted to look interesting at a glance, I'm going to get better at it. It's not quite exactly what I want, but I need to see it in action a little bit to know what kind of alterations I want to make, right? So I did this. I was working on this last night, way too late, and I decided to jump into a quick match to see what it looked like while I played, and I forgot that I had my multiplayer flag on, and oh my gosh, somebody jumped into the match, no biggie, and they were like, "Are you farming resources?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm down here now, and I'm on level 2. I'm just literally trying to run around and look at my screen and stuff. And because my HUD isn't static, it disappears if I'm idle or whatever. I had to keep doing stuff to bring up my mini map and see if it check the placement. And I'm still not sure that I got the placement right, but either way, I was just really just testing, But I'm certainly not gonna kick anybody. And so I just let's see here. So I just, you know, let's here on Prime. Let's take some enhancements. So they grabbed a vehicle. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You know, they're gonna run around a vehicle so they can hurry up and check the map. It was like taking out some Devastators was the main objective, and I had already got one, and it was like this, making my way along, taking like this, like it was a small map. Suddenly, they came flying around the corner in the vehicle, the FRV, and hit me with the vehicle. Like it just like they clipped me, and it didn't kill me, right? But it like sent me flying, and I was surprised because 1 minute they were like, you know, coming around the corner, and the next minute they were, oh, I didn't even see the dang thing. Ooh, he sees me. He saw me and shot at me. And so the next minute he ran me over, and then as I get up, he logged out of the game. And then the other person was with him too. There was another person, but they like couldn't stay connected. Like they logged out during like the load up and everything like that. And I don't know if they just had a hard time connecting to the game, but it was weird because it hit me with the car. I didn't even react. I was like, oh crap, I got hit with the car, and I was alive. So like, okay, I'm alive still. And then I turned after I got up and like dusted myself off and stepped on a landmine and died. Now, they might have thought they killed me because it was such a bang bang thing where they hit me and then they logged out of the game like almost immediately, which was like, okay. And I don't know if they were like, oh, he's gonna kick me, or if they just lost connection or what, but I go down and I'm like, huh. And then I stand up and I walk like 2 feet and it's in a landmine, and I'm like, shoes. It was like just that quick. All right, let's see, guys. This is what we do. Oh, I got you, and I got you too. All right, got those guys. All right, now we're looking. I like the open spaces. I think I see a LIDAR station over there. Let's take a look. That looks promising. What do you think? Oh, that is.
Objective located.
Yep, that's the LIDAR station. Okay, so you see I was trying to get my circle to kind of fit inside that little, and I'm just kind of off. But actually, I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to work on the other side. And I think I don't know yet. I'm going to figure it out, though. It's kind of hard to, I'm going to basically freeze this image, you know, and then go back into Photoshop and try and this whole bottom right corner. I want to get that. It looks a little rough right there, and yeah, that's not working for me. But the LIDAR station is what I'm looking for. So let's go over there and get that bad boy started. And I didn't bring anything weird in my loadout, just because I was just not thinking about it.
Deploying sentry.
So, I spent my weekend kind of trying to step up my Twitch game. I hope I'm getting good levels. I'm pretty sure. And like trying to like figure out how to like, I don't know, get involved with streaming to a better degree, I guess. You know, so like I got Discord back on my computer, and it looks like because of how I did the settings before, it's not part of my startup programming, so that's nice. I am slowly but surely like learning how to use it. Oh, look at that. And he's on his way. He's on his way. I feel bad for him. I feel bad because they were over there chilling, watching Robot World Cup or something, and now they're just landed it someplace. I hope they have on clean underwear. You know what I mean? Sucks to be them. And I found some more bells and whistles, like my Twitch channel. The page itself has more things, like the scheduler's up to date. what games I'm actually playing is up to date. Um, what else do I got going on? I did something else. Oh yeah, I what was it? Oh, I have a countdown clock now. I had a rough time with these guys.
That's called democracy.
Last night I had that my dead eye, and I swear the barrel was through this dude's chest. Oops, careful. And it just wouldn't take him down, you know.
Extraction is available.
I am trying to figure this out with as little overhead as possible, because you know it's hard to navigate this. I jumped onto Discord and it's hard to tell if people are on the level, because it's like, okay, I'm trying to put aside a little bit of money to have someone who who actually visits my stream. You know, she's gonna do some logo stuff for me, but that's all in due time, right? I am talking to a modder who I'm in the current process of getting a custom mod build, but that's gotta wait on his schedule and what he's got going on, and the seriousness of real life and all that stuff, all in due time. And those two people so far, like, totally awesome. Um, but then when I jumped back on Discord, I started getting approached on Discord and on Twitch, like, and at first it seemed kind of cool, but the more and more I thought about it, the more I'm like, this ain't cool. It's like this weird thing where one person runs up on you, is like, oh my god, you're doing such a good job, and I'm a big time da 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 da. I know this guy who's like the best, and it's like, okay. And so then they introduce me to this person who is like, oh, I can do all this stuff for you, and it seems really really cool. But like, there's also this weird, like, I don't know how to explain it, like this weird procedure to it, like paint by numbers. Oh, I took out all the bases already,
Dropping a pin.
so we're just searching now. Like, it just seems like a process, because way too many people suddenly approach me with the exact same approach. Who I know a guy who'd be perfect, like they're reading from a script, or they're uploading like a methodology, like they went to a class that said this is how you get people to sign up for this. Because too many people rolled up on me with the exact same, oh, your stream is excellent, very engaging, very exciting, I happen to know a guy who can help you. I'm like, all right. Oh, the first person who rolled up on me like that, I started talking to this dude who was like, he went from yeah, I understand how tight money is, to every time I spoke to them, man, just give me some money, man, we'll do it, let's give you some money. I think you should give me some money right now, and we'll do it right now. You know what, I hear you saying that you're living paycheck to paycheck and everything is tight right now, but give me some money right now. How about some money right now? And I'm like, oh, you're just like a scammer, dude. And like, the thing that's mostly disappointing is they appear in my chat. And so that means someone coming by can see that I'm being like finessed by somebody, and they probably go, oh, I'm not watching this guy get finessed by a scammer. So that kind of sucked. Oh, super credits. So that part of it, and that predatory sort of, whole experience, is why I was like, you know what, I think I better start looking into doing this on my own, because I'm not about to sit here and pay someone and then turn around and watch a YouTube video, and basically they watched it first and tricked me into paying them to do something I could do myself. And so, like, I know that I can't make custom avatars I know that I don't have the skills. Like, I know what I can and cannot do, and sometimes it's like about being like unwilling to do that particular work because of for whatever reason. But nah, I can't start paying people a bunch of money for stuff that I can do. Like, now there's all kind of stuff that I cannot do that I don't know, I don't have the bandwidth for. But the stuff I do have the bandwidth for, now I gotta dust off that bad boy and figure it out. And
Mission at
then
30 minutes
maybe as
remaining.
I'm developing and it looks better, I'll have less and less people preying on my channel trying to see if they can make some money. That's what I think it looks like. A lot of people were like, "Oh, he's ready to get finessed. He's ready to spend some money on one of them things they warned you not to spend your money on." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a rube." Okay, cool, cool. I'm a rube then. You got me. You didn't get my money, but you got me for a minute. They had me going. You know, almost broke bread, and I'm like, "Oh, you're just on my nuts trying to get some money." Okay, cool, cool. I get it. I get it. So I got two people that I am currently dealing with, and that is it. Like, it's like that episode with the people from the crystals. I count two on a piece of paper and put it on the wall. If I see somebody else talking about remember all the great times, man, that's three. I gotta blast somebody right now. We gotta get out of here. So yeah, that was the disappointing part, but it was also like reassuring in a way as well. All right, so we got some super credits. This mission. Oh, okay, we're still going for that thing. So far, was not a wash. Some super credits is better than no super credits. So, that was the weekend. Is there anything else this weekend? Anything else that I'm not gonna talk about coming up in a second or two? Oh
Proceed to
man,
extraction when ready.
had to take Flibbit to the vet. Had to take her in. She's been acting silly lately, and I couldn't figure out what it was
Warning, you
about.
are leaving the mission area.
Because it's not like she's been behaving in a way that was like alarming, but it was just like, what's up with you? You know? And I'm not a cat whisperer, so and we just were like, all right, you seem cool, but a little extra vocal lately. But then we found like this scratch by her ear, and I was like, all right, you know what? Let me go in here and see what's up with this. And so we take her in, they see the scratch, and they're like, okay, we got you. She just needs you missed her last appointment. And like, we don't have carpet. We have like linoleum floors all over. We have a little bit of like soft stuff down by the sinks or whatever, but like our floors are like not hardwood, but like linoleum. I can't explain it. So there's no carpet. Like, the cats hang out in our bed when we're not in it, but they don't sleep with us. It's a smaller space, and so we were like, oh, and they don't ever go outside. Our cats are effectively prisoners. They are indoor cats. They are spayed and all that stuff, and they longingly look out the window, but they are in here. They are in here. They are accounted for. Yeah, and we're like the kind of cat parents where we can't go nowhere, like, because someone's got to make sure they're good. So we got to find a hotel that's cat friendly and all that jazz.
Dropping a pin.
So they're not outdoor cats. They used to be, but now they soft as baby shit. They can't do it. They are indoor cats. And so I was surprised when they're like, she has fleas. We're like, how? How we do that? How do we get fleas on the cat? And I'm like, we got 3 cats. Are you telling me there's no way only one of them got fleas? And they're like, nah, there's no way. All 3 of them got fleas. I'm like, how do we not have fleas? And they're like, well, it happens. Do they sleep with you? No, not really. And like, do they have anything they hang out on that could be like, suspect? And I'm like, no, not really, but they do. So while they don't ever go outside, and I mean never, there are neighborhood cats who come to like the window and the door and will, because you can't hear cats actually communicate when they're meowing and stuff, that's the noise they make for yo ass. Like when cats talk to each other, you can't hear it. So they will entertain the crew from next door, and they'll come and sit in our little patio area, and our cats will be in the windows or whatever, and other the neighborhood cats will be sitting out, just sitting out there chilling, and that's what they do. So we had a towel under the door for the draft, like to put something under the door for like cool breezes in certain times of the year, and we like stuff the towel under the door, the front door to our house, to keep the cool air. And they would start to play in on the towel and roll around the towel, and that became their towel. And I'm like, oh, the stupid towel. So that towel took a heavy, deep bath at dawn because apparently Dawn is a flea killer, and then we had to up all of their anti stuff, anti flea regimen stuff, and so that was all like yesterday. You gotta do all that stuff and get them all situated, and the stuff we gave her, like it doesn't ease the symptoms. It doesn't make the itching go away right away. What it does is, when the fleas attack, they die. So we gotta, you gotta do a few other things to get rid of the immediate symptoms if it's really bad. And that's what it was. She was basically, it's like having chicken pox. She was just itching, so she constantly wanted us to scratch her. And I didn't know this, but fleas like the hind area. That's like their jam.
Dropping a pin.
And then they also, was that the double door? Stupid. All right, you know what happens? You gotta go back there and check those because you never know. It might be some gold. They like their hindquarters and like their neck area. Neck area is because lots of good blood vessels. Hindquarters, I guess, is the same, but that's where the fleas like to go. And so, what made me first get concerned about Plymouth was, I would like scratch her, not her butt, but like her butt, her air, like her back area, like, and she would like. I thought it was like her hips were hurting, because she would like splay like flat on the ground, and they're like, no, it felt so good that she was just like unable to control her legs, like how like a dog will like make their leg go really really fast, kind of the same thing. Like her butt itched so much, so as soon as you started scratching it, she was like like Homer in a donut. And I was interpreting that behavior as pain, so I would stop scratching her. So she must have been like really frustrated with me, because as soon as I got to where she wanted me to do what she wanted me to do, I would immediately stop, because her like, oh god, yes, looked like stop pain, like no, like I'm like, are you all right? So yeah, we had to get it together because she was loving the scratching and I was not seeing it. I thought that meant she wanted me to stop. So but it's better, because what you don't want is for her to itch that bad, So she is always trying to get me to scratch her, and I could not get the signs, because I'm totally scratching her, because you kind of give cats and dogs scratches behind the ears and whatnot, but she's like, no, I need you to scratch like I got a cast on, like I need some calamine lotion scratch. I got I'm itching, I'm seriously itching. So that was nice to and I can tell the difference now. Like for about 2 weeks, it was like whenever she was awake, she was on my bumper. And even Tracy was like, what is up? Like, what does she need so bad? And I'm like, I don't know. But she would go sleep and lay down, and she would get up and just be like trying to get me to scratch her. Now that I realized that it was a scratch, but I was thinking she was telling me that her hips hurt or something. And I'm like, man, are you like? And of course, you look at them and you speak words to them like they're gonna speak back, But we got it. She's doing better because the fleas that have been biting her are gone, and now it's just recovering and all that stuff. You know, we're gonna take her back for another checkup because everything else was good. She had put on a little bit of weight, but you know, like not like a whole lot. And she was hustling for treats hardcore, and I was trying real hard not to go nuts because she kept like, you know, I thought it was begging. She wasn't begging. She was like, man, my butt itches. I need someone to scratch my butt. And we were over here going, you hungry? Could you imagine? Baby, my back hurts. You want some food? you want to eat something? I don't know. So that's where she was. That was her spectrum. And so we went to the vet and did that yesterday. And that was a relief that it wasn't anything worse, because I was thinking, you know, the worst, of course. All right. So yeah, that was my work weekend. It is Saturday for the rest of you, but I start work in a little bit. I gotta remember that too, because sometimes Saturday feels like Saturday, you know. But yeah, I'm on the clock here. I gotta be done in an hour. I'd like to be done in an hour, you know. Oh, and I got this other program. Okay, so yesterday was also like, okay, so I'm going to redouble my efforts learning how to use Twitch and Discord. So I was in there in Twitch making clips. Man, I made like, I don't know how many clips. And that's cool. And I wasn't aware of how cool that process was and how easy it is to do. I was using Clipchamp and going over my old videos and making clips, and that isn't like super hard, but there's degrees to which certain things are doable, and Clipchamp versus like using Twitch's situation there's no comparison. Twitch's situation is so much faster. I also noticed something that I cannot figure out. I don't know what it is okay, so Twitch, has, you can create your clips. Now I have a TikTok, actually. I got a TikTok, I have Instagram, and I have YouTube, right? Now, the game looks the way it looks. It's a cool looking game or whatever. When I take out like the clip and I'm watching it, it looks just as crisp and clear as the game itself, right? When I play it on Instagram after I've made my clip and exported it to Instagram, played it, yada yada yada, still looks as crisp and clear as the game itself. TikTok, crisp and clear as the game itself. YouTube, however, straight ass, like overly pixelated, blurry, like I don't know what that is now, because I'm going through Twitch's platform to edit and export the video and the footage. So it doesn't even go into things like codec, formatting, or nothing. The entire process does the YouTube shorts, and there is nothing to modify. How do I increase the quality or whatever? But it is like so bad that I don't even really want to upload to YouTube anymore, because it is like demonstrably a downgrade in the quality of the video. And now I know it is the exact same video. So what's up? What's the difference between the players for Instagram and TikTok versus the player for YouTube? Because the YouTube player is god awful. It's really, really bad looking compared. And I'm like, what is this about? Why is the YouTube one come out looking so bad? I am cutting and editing the exact same video and launching it to all three platforms at the exact same time in the exact same fashion, and the YouTube one just looks like absolute dog shit in comparison. And I don't know what that's about, and I don't know how to fix it. I really don't. I wish I did.
Not a single Helldiver lost on that mission.
890 is where we're at, so that was not a bad run. Remember, the goal was to try and get to 1,000 soon, and then maybe switch to a different resource. But that's we'll probably stick with that. All right, we'll stay on Sharon Prime, and we'll get right. Oh, kill 45 things with a quasar cannon. I'm gonna take it slow. I'm not gonna kill 45 enemies right away. Oh, that might be fun. That's just a devastator with delusions of grandeur. Okay, that might be it though. It's either that or a. Okay, yeah, devastator it is. Let's devastate some devastators.
Mission coordinates locked. Help Prime.
So
Engaging
the first
orbital
thing I
thrusters.
had to talk about for today, that I was just getting ready for this stream and was checking out some Instagram.
Orbit.
And someone I follow on Instagram whose name I'd better remember soon, because it's terrible. But he was. We'll do it like this. He was talking. Okay, so there's that sucks. All right, so we will not have a LIDAR station. We're going to have a SEAF anti-aircraft or SEAF artillery for sure, guaranteed. So this is going to be a quick. Well, hopefully, we'll be fast, as fast as possible.
Launch.
But he was responding to something that this dude Asmund Gold, who is a very popular live streamer for certain, I think YouTuber is also a fair thing to say as far as followers with that, but I've seen bits and pieces. I have a fascination with reporting, and I thought it was interesting that YouTube sort of began to have an entire industry of self-reflection. So I watch a lot of YouTubers that watch and report on the comings and goings of other YouTubers, you know,
Sending down equipment
this
package.
dude. I think it's August the Duck, but it's spelled interesting. But he talks about different trends and things people get into. It's interesting stuff, and that's how I discovered Asmongold. I'm not a user of the Twitch platform. Like, I just today realized on my phone that Twitch's phone app kind of plays like Reels or TikTok, and that was a bit surprising. I didn't know that was like. That's my level of understanding. You know what I mean? Like, that's my level of involvement in the thing that I have a platform. that I have a profile on. Like, I didn't know. So when I turn on my phone to check the audio levels of my stream, I'm like, this looks like Instagram. Okay, didn't see that coming. You know. But anyway, he was apparently he stitched him. He said he had him saying that male gamers don't want to. Oh, nice. They don't want to do the smoke. They don't want to play a game if the woman isn't like
Have a taste of
bonable.
democracy.
And I was like, huh, that's a weird thing to say, but he said it, you know. And the guy was like saying, you know, that's
How'd
a
you
choice.
Like to taste of freedom?
That's a choice, but you know. And he had a very eloquent response, and I was like, that's weird. And like, I've always kind of felt like I have to be careful how I respond to a lot of things, especially in this space, because not only am I uninitiated and I'm not like versed in like the ins and outs of it, I'm also older than the average, you know, participant in all this, and so I run the risk of always having that, wait, how old are you? You know, kind of response to something I might say. So I got to be careful, you know, and really, really maintain the proper perspective. And especially when it comes to like things like hypocrisy, because like I wonder sometimes if 28-year-old me would have the same sort of attitude about stuff as 48-year-old me does, you know. And like, yeah, it's just like, also, people just aren't as receptive to opinions, and so you have to also like consider that too. Like, motherfucker might not want to hear it, you know. There's there's also that. But for me, I've always worried that my personal beliefs as a consumer could be like turned into a dog whistle for some incel bullshit, because you know I have a rule where if there's no character creation, I'm out, you know. But that's because of like my personal take on like what kind of game I want to play, and in that space, I create all kinds of characters and have, you know, created women characters, and I played as a woman. Like my most powerful Dragon Age character ever was still Diana. Just a woman I made. She was a Wonder Woman build, and I made her a arcane warrior. And to this day, like I have not been able to top that level of ass whooping. Like seriously, I was sad. She died. I was sad. In her story, she died. She didn't make it, and she was the hardest motherfucking all of Thetis. Like ridiculous. Like set everything on fire, and then whip out a sword and start stabbing you individually. Like ridiculous, ridiculously powerful. And I didn't care that she was a woman. I don't know. Like I had made male characters that I'm like, you know, it just depends. And I for years I thought to myself, is that just a cop out, trying to pretend like you're not sexist, or do you really believe that? And I realized I really believed that when the Spider-Man games came out, and I was like, nope. I love Spider-Man, you know, love him, and Peter Parker's my dude, you know, you know, specifically. But I'm done. If you're gonna make a Spider-Man game for me to play, you gotta explain how I got Spider-Man powers with the dude I made, and he's the Spider-Man of the game. Like Miles Morales can be in it, and Peter Parker and the whole 9 yards, but I want to make my own Spider-Man dude. Even in a Spider-Man game, I want to make my own dude. The last Marvel game I picked up, I picked up the live service game Avengers because it was part of the Stadia thing, and like Stadia needed it, so I got it. And it wasn't a bad game, you know, but that had no character creation, had high customization in a really good story mode, but no character creation, you know. So I could only play it for so long because I liked playing as Hawkeye, but you know, I wanted to make my own Hawkeye. This is why I played DC Universe Online for so long. Character creation. I was waiting so patiently for Marvel to make their own multiplayer game, and they made that Marvel Heroes garbage, so you can run around 87 Spider-Man in a lobby. And I'm like, no, let me make my own dude. Marvel's always been weird about that, so you know, I don't play their games. But then they made Midnight Suns. I played Midnight Suns. Didn't love all of the game, but you could make your own dude, and that was like, you know, very, very important. They could have like dude out that whole card battling system thing, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, like I find it strange that that's a position anyone would have in terms of what makes a video game worth playing, because you're talking about being into something you see on screen, right? And maybe it's a generational thing where, like, I know we're not talking about Lara Croft, right? Do you remember the first Tomb Raider game? Do you remember what those games looked like back then? We're not having this conversation, are we? We're not doing that, right? Because those games, like, you're not talking about like anything realistic. And I mean, if you want to tell me you think Tomb Raider is great because of Angelina Jolie, I get that, you know. But you're not telling me this opportunity is great because of the pixel lady on the video game, right? Like, we're not having that conversation, are we?
Found something.
That's just, I don't even know how that's I don't, see, that's what I'm thinking about, where someone's going to ask me how old I am, because I don't understand how we got here if we're talking about video game characters. But then, you know, graphics have improved and yada, 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 and I still don't care. Because, like, I grew up with comic books, and, like, I didn't think Mary Jane was hot until Kirsten Dunst, because that's a real, actual person. You're not talking to me about a drawing, are you? Are you okay? Because we're not talking about that, right? No, we're not talking about drawings of Storm. We're talking about Halle Berry, right? I get that. I get liking Halle Berry. Okay, that makes sense. I don't understand how we got to video games though. Like it's a whole point of view that sounds like some weird stuff that you don't want to go yelling all loud about. You know what I mean? Like I read a bunch of comics, and you had characters like the White Queen walking around in a nightie all the time. You had like all kinds of sexualized characters, but it's like
There's something here.
a drawing. So if you really were like into it, you had to keep it to yourself, because what are you talking about? What are you really into there, buddy? Like, that's a drawing. It's what are we talking about here? Like, so, like, in terms of playing a video game, I think I missed the boat where we were supposed to look at a video game character and like, I don't know. It's just, I think that the entire subject is one of those things where did we let you into the conversation by mistake? Because, like, there are valid concerns and things to discuss in terms of what we don't want and do want in gaming, but did we just let you sneak in the back and talk about how much you really want to have sex with a cartoon character? Because, like, I don't know if we're all talking about the same thing anymore. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. Like, was that like a debate thing where we had to get that sorted out? I thought we all were kind of on the same page about that. Like, what are we doing here? Because he's like, the women have to be bone. Wait. What are we playing? What game are you playing where that even like is a thing that comes up? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just strange. Like, I can't even see it. Like, who wants to raise their hand, right, and complain that the women on their favorite Saturday morning cartoon aren't sexy enough? Hold that grenade. You know what I mean? Who wants to stand up in the meeting and you know what I mean? Like, wait, time out. Like, I don't need to address that. We can talk about representation and equity and equality, and we need more creative voices in spaces, and we need more people to have access to the technology they need to chase their dreams and all the kind of stuff. But we don't have to even acknowledge the guy who wants to bone Samus. We don't have to even, like, break our stride and talk to that guy, right? Like, you know, it's like, wait, I need some Nate. Hold up. Like, wait a minute. Did you just say you wanted to have sex with Zelda? All right. I mean, like, okay, so you don't want to play as a female character because you don't identify or whatever, that doesn't appeal to you. That's fine. And that's not necessarily a sexist thing or an incel thing. That just might be a preference thing, and that's fine. And my desire for character creation was to be more inclusive and not less. Because what if the game was perfect, but you just wanted to be a girl? What if you loved Halo, but didn't like that the Master Chief was a dude, guaranteed, and you wanted to play as a female Spartan? I think Halo should then have character creation. Like that's what I mean by it's about inclusion, not exclusion. Demanding character creation is a way to include more people, not less. So I get when you bristle at the idea of playing a character you don't identify with, but that is in no way, shape, or form the same conversation is whether or not you want to bone one. Like, we just should have locked the doors and not let your weird ass in. I think we should not even, we shouldn't even talk to you about it, because that's not the same thing. That's weirdo town. Like, you what? We were talking about inclusion, making sure there was no gatekeeping, and you trying to smash Zelda. That's not the same thing, my man. There's a whole part of the internet built just for you that we're over here having this adult conversation about things that really matter, and I don't understand why we're talking about whether or not you're engorged when you're playing Bayonetta. Like, you need to leave. That's kind of how I feel about it, and I think that I'm just too old. That's what it is. Like, I think I'm missing something, because he addressed him like that was a valid point. You know what I mean? He stitched his comments like it was like he said something worth considering. He did not. He said that you have to want to have sex with. Oh, that's the objective over there. That's who that is. Let's see. Hold on one second. There we go. Oh, that wasn't the objective. That was his homeboy. All right. But yeah, like I found that, like, wait a second, was my response. Like, I get it on I tried to be open-minded. I tried to be like, okay, I get what he's saying. You have to want to, no, don't get that at all. Makes no sense. I take it back. That's dumb. It's just dumb, and there's nothing more to it but dumbness. It's just a dumb thing to say about. No, that's dumb. You want to what? You need to be able to what? To play what? Imagine that. I'm playing Resident Evil, and I turn it off because I don't like how Jill Valentine's shaking it. But what? I just couldn't get into it. I didn't feel the sexual tension coming off of the Vampire Slayer. What? Oh, okay. All right, bro. You got it. You wanna? Okay. I just thought that was, and I really thought about it too. At first, I was like, yeah, you give him 1-4, you tell him. I'm like, no, you shouldn't have told him anything. You gotta let him have that. Let him have that. Let him get on his internet and talk about how much he wants to have sex with Zelda. That you should leave him alone with that. You should let him sit there by himself with that. Because that doesn't make any sense at all. It wasn't a valid thing to respond to. The more and more I think about it, he just said that dudes playing games have to want to be able to have sex with the women they see on the screen, and that should have received no energy from anyone. Like, that should have been something that when he said it, it was like somebody farted. It was like, and then we went back to what we were doing. Like, he didn't say that, because that is not that. The more I think about it, is like the more useless and worthless that entire statement was. And I'm not sure how old it was when he said it. I'm not sure the context to bring it up again. But wow, that's colossally a weird thing to say. Wow. Yeah, it is. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, what? Oh man, because video games have, for me, only recently been able to get in with that uncanny valley stuff, and even then, there's a real clear distinction between what I'm looking at, and you know what I mean. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not going to use your video game for the white knuckle shuffle. I'm not. It's like that does not work. It does not float the boat, I guess. It just doesn't. Like, I don't understand what you're doing. I don't understand why you tried. And see, I also, though, and this is a bit of naivete, I did not know how considerable the market was for XXX video games. Like, I'm like, okay. Because, I mean, in my defense, I'm a little old school, and so I'm talking about still wanting to go to a physical location to see what games are for sale. You know what I mean? Like, that's still my knee-jerk reaction to find a video game. I watch YouTube videos that talk about new games, but like, if your new game, if you're not advertising it or it's not on Steam or something like that, I'm not gonna know that it exists. I'm just not in that community or advertising or whatever what have you. So like the other day, I had my mind blown. I was like literally like, baby, look at this. Look at these games. Look what they do with these games. Look at all these games on Steam. If you turn off the age restriction, look at these games. There's so many of them. And because I forget, I'm usually like reading an article about something that will lead me down the rabbit hole, and I forget now what the article was, but it was something in that space, and it was like, no. And then I'm like, oh wow, you know, and okay, so Nexus Mods has a setting, right? And the setting is like a not safe for work setting. And there are mods for Helldivers that, technically speaking, are not in and of themselves inappropriate, but there's components that are, for whatever reason, listed as adult. You know, so they'll have mods for Helldiver skins, because you can have a feminine voice, but you only have like 2 types of physical frames, bigger and smaller, right? So a modder created a more feminine physique, you know, that's it. It doesn't necessarily, you know, it's not exaggerated, it's just a little bit more feminine. And so you could use that for your, you know, your character profile. It doesn't look inappropriate at all, but it's listed under adult. And so I was reading about the settings, and yeah, the rabbit hole. There's a lot of stuff on Steam that you have to be old enough to look at, and it's just like, you know, I missed the boat on a lot of the hentai stuff. But I don't think that's what he's talking about, though, right? Because that's a huge genre of stuff to kind of get boiled into one person's take on whether or not they'll play a video game in general. You know what I mean? And I don't know what kind of games he plays, but he made a statement about all dudes. I'm like, I mean, I may not be a young dude, but I'm still a dude. And back when I was in high school, video game characters were 8-bit pixels. So what are you talking about? What are you looking at? What's so hot about that? You know, like, you know, Metroid. You want to do Samus? Okay, that's okay. You'll be okay. And then, like, even in the college and stuff like that, we're talking about Cortana, Master Chief. Still, like, and then they did have sexualized. What time is it? 8:51. They did have sexualized characters at we're 900. Nice. Okay. But yeah, I missed the section. I think I missed it where they were like, yeah, we gotta really get in, talk. I don't know. It's just it's so weird to me, the whole conversation. Like, I do think we need to talk more about like inclusion and diversity, all in general, yes, but for me, like, when you enter in bonability factors in dude gamers, like when you enter that into the whole conversation, you're talking about turning the frogs gay now. Like, you're doing too much. That's Alex Jones level, like, trolling, and I think my man fell for it. Now that I think about it, like, I think that's what that was, because that's not a serious point of contention. Like, I'm not gonna buy this game because I don't want to have sex with, like, the main character. can't be a thing we say to other people out loud expecting a response. You know what I mean? You walk into a GameStop
Initiating FTL
and you're like,
Gen
I don't think I
2,
want to
the
buy
Charles.
The Last of Us. Because, you know, I don't really like that Ellie chick. She's not that hot to me. It should get no response from anyone in the GameStop. They should
FTL
just,
jump
like,
successful.
look around like maybe somebody
Mission
farted
coordinates locked.
and then shake their heads away like, no,
Hellpods
no.
Prime.
There's no idiots like that don't exist in the world. And then that's it. That's it. That is it. Okay, so we're done with that topic. We're done with that planet. I said my piece. I don't know. Yeah. That wasn't where I thought I was going to go with it. But the more and more I thought about it, the more I'm like, wait a second, time out. Let's back this up here. Did that idiot just say he wanted to have sex with Samus? All right, we're done. We're done. We're leaving. We're leaving. We're done. That is it. That's it. He's spoken enough. He said enough. He said enough, Sharon. All right, so that's it. We're out of here. There's an idiot over there saying dumb stuff. All right, so now I learned something else this weekend, and I hadn't. It made sense when I thought about it, though. You know, and it is what it is. I'm just gonna leave it as such because I was watching some videos on how best to, like build a channel, you know.
Hellpod launch initiated.
So I was just, you know, on Twitch looking around, and I came across. I typed in Helldivers to see who else was streaming Helldivers, you know, and saw someone streaming Helldivers. I'm like, dude, I like the way their channel's set up. This is really, really cool. So I said hello, you know, followed them, and like they were just like playing in a group of like I think 2 or 3, and they were fighting against the Illuminate. I'm like, oh man, they're kicking ass, you know? And I thought I was just gonna watch them. You know, I want to see if they'll let me play. So I messaged them like, you guys gonna be playing for a while? And they're like, yeah, you can play. And so after I had dinner, I jumped in, and okay, so they are using Discord, and Discord has its own voice chat channel, and I knew about that going back, but I never bothered with it. My group of friends back then they had it, but they just didn't use it in the games we played, you know, so I never messed around with Discord, and I always use the in-game chat or something similar. So I think even like for DC Universe Online, we either used in-game chat or we used like the typing straight up in-game messenger system, you know.
Tagging
And
map.
that's how we communicated. I never used Discord to just replace whatever voice chat I was ever using. I just never did. So they, though, were like already on Discord, and they weren't the first time I ran into players who were on
Something here.
Discord. It all depends. Sometimes they'll switch over so I can hear. Other times they'll just, you know, do their thing. It all. Oh, jeez, Louise. It all depends. You know, it's no big deal. When I re-downloaded Discord recently, did see where that thing popped up to activate it. And so if it really becomes an issue where I gotta talk to people, I'll just learn how to do that thing, you know. But in the meantime, oh nice, here we go. 90 more credits and we have 1,000. He was his Twitch page was really, really cool. They were in the middle of a match though, so they were fighting hard, and so I didn't want to start like inundating them with questions in the middle of, you know, the gameplay. So I saw that he had, you know, if you have any questions, email me. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna email this guy. So straight up, you know, emailed him like, hey, this is the dude I'm literally watching play right now, and so on and so forth. Had a few asked my questions and whatnot, and he got back to me, and what he said kind of threw me off at first because I hadn't considered it. Like I've been taking this approach that this is just a hobby and I'm going to cultivate it as someone who is getting better at making a model car, but I'm not trying to get a second career. Like I'm hoping for this promotion at my job that will change my work schedule in the summer. So like all of this is tentative to that. Oh, it got off though. You know, so that might work out. I'm trying to get him to, damn it. That's what I'm trying to avoid, him firing those rockets over here. Those rockets are stupidly precise. So he was saying that he's what's called a variety streamer, which I did not know what that was. And that just means that like what he streams, there's a variety of things he'll stream. And it's like what he feels like streaming, you know, and it'll change. And there's organization to it, the number of days he streams, like, you know what I mean? So you can still kind of get a sense of what he's about to do, but he is by definition. And then as I look closer at other streamers' profiles, that was a thing that came up a lot. Oh, look at that. Look
My
at
leg!
that.
Not today!
Objective complete. Look at that. That rocket guy almost got me. Broke my leg across the way. I mean, all those dudes got messed up just for that one. Uh-oh, behind me. So, in his response to my initial email, he was saying, like, I'm a variety streamer. He was explaining what that was. And then he was like, yeah, unlike you, who's a dedicated Helldivers streamer. And I was like, oh, crap. And I stopped for a second. I said, why did he think I'm a... And I looked and I said, oh shit, I'm a Helldivers streamer. Like if you look at my live stream, if you look at my Twitch, it doesn't say Helldivers streamer, but it does. Like it does. My little bubble that I work so hard on making is a Helldivers ship interior. That's my bubble. Like all my videos are Helldivers videos because, well, on Twitch the videos don't just stay forever. They go away on their own, you know. And so yeah, like I didn't mean to, but I built this Twitch out to be a Helldivers Twitch. Now, in my defense, it wasn't on purpose, and this isn't even my only Twitch channel. I have another Twitch channel called Dan the Comic Book Man, and it is for comics. And on there, I live stream drawing comics, and I don't really use it because it's too much to manage, trying to manage this. So all my art stuff now, I just go straight to YouTube because honestly, I don't know how to constantly go back and forth between this Twitch channel and Dan the Comic Book Man. I think I made Dan the Comic Book Man because I couldn't remember my other Twitch password. Like it's a mess. It's a mess. So yeah, like I inadvertently made a Helldivers Twitch channel. And my first reaction was, ooh, I should probably fix that, you know? But then I was watching another streamer or a how-to guide, you know, and they were kind of saying that on top of streaming and creating things that you would watch, and I watch a lot of YouTubers, Helldivers videos, and I watch a couple of different live streamers live stream Helldivers, so that makes sense in that regard to stream it and make videos myself. I do watch this type of wait, no, I hear them but I don't see them. Oh, there they are. Okay,
Deploying sentry.
So I'm not going to suddenly try and say, wait. I'm a variety streamer. No. I'm all about the Helldivers. And that's that. In like the morning, this time period, this stream, right now, what I'm doing is super in my bandwidth. This isn't. I'm not sacrificing some other thing I could be doing other than maybe washing the dishes or sleeping. You know. So that's why it was easy to make this schedule and commit to it, and I felt like I could cover a lot of ground because it's a schedule I could also commit to 7 days a week, which is not typical, you know, for someone who's doing it casually. You know, it's like I know people who have way better everything, but they only stream 2 or 3 days. You know, it's a better stream, it's better everything. It's just that their schedule, that's what fits. I can make a crappy stream every day, which is, you know, that's what I'm doing, you know, that's what it is. Let's see here. So I'm not going to go back and try and like broaden my stream's horizon. I'm just going to lean into it that it's so obviously that. Okay, you know, if it's so obviously that, then that's what it'll be. And so on Sunday nights, which is tomorrow night, that is the night for non-Helldiver stuff. I'm gonna like play with sometimes with no mic. You know what I mean? It's just to get the gameplay. You know, I'm gonna play this game called Blessed Unleash because I heard it's like not for solo players and unreasonably difficult in certain areas, and it's a pay-to-win grind that sucks, and it really sucks if you're a solo player. And I was like, that's perfect. I'm gonna play that, and we'll get a chance to see exactly what they mean by that. Like, how bad can it? Oh, hello. I did not mean it. Oh gosh, those terrible misses. Wow, I missed a lot. They were nice. They were nice to sit there and let me just miss all those shots like that. Oh, they saw me through the rocks. Wow. That bush helped me, protected me. Ah. The misses. Okay. I was looking for something over here. I thought I saw it. There it is. Oh, got a couple of them. And a lot of bases, huh? And to that end, like, I was worried because, like, if you've watched my stream, you know we talk about the fact that, like, Helldivers 2 makes you feel like you're a total badass and you don't really have to be all that good at the game. Oh man, oh, there he is. I think that might be my objective over there, but he's too far. I can't hit him. I can hit this though, and this probably won't take him out, but you know, it'll piss him off. Give me a second. So many targets. And I'm doing pretty good on time. And my topics, you know. Uh-oh, to my left, there's some dudes. Do they see me? They're running away. Oh, wait, there, they see something. I think I'm out of range, though. Oh, God. Woo! Wow.
Mag's empty.
What a dick. But he did stand there and let me shoot him, though. That was nice of him. Okay. Alright. Gotta clear the area. Just easier to, you know. We don't need any unnecessary entanglements.
Deploying sentry.
Oh, whoops. Oh my gosh. I wasn't sure if I got a good angle there. I did. Okay, so let's go get these golden
Found
beacons.
something.
So yeah, I'm gonna play that game, Blessed Unleashed, Sunday night. Just give it a shot. I want to get it all on the record, like the character creation, starting from scratch, and then give it like an honest try. And if it's a good game, then I'll just play it every Sunday night for a little while. I'm definitely gonna try that Game of Thrones game out, but I cannot justify buying the Founders Pack if they're gonna go free to play, because they're essentially having people pay the beta test, and I just think that's super shitty.
Found something.
You just shouldn't do it. Early access games are... I mean, I have a couple early access games. I'm playing this game called Uncrowned, I think. I keep saying the name. Oh, nice, Super Creds. And like, I got it on Game Pass. I didn't pay for it. It's early access. What's another early access game I checked out? Manor Lords. I checked that out early access. Really liked the city building aspect of it. Cared nothing for the warfare aspect or warfare parts, and didn't like mess with it at all. And I realized that because I didn't mess with the warfare parts at all, that it killed all the replay
Found
value.
something.
And so once I started going through the seasons, the game didn't offer enough progression to keep me interested, because it was like I got the houses to level 4 or whatever. It was like I was out of assets. I was out of stuff to add to the map. I was going to look at the same essentially city, just bigger, indefinitely now that I've gotten past a certain threshold. And because I wasn't going to engage in the warfare or fighting at all, there were no bandit raids. Winter would come and we'd be all right because I had plenty of food. Like, you know what I mean? Like the mechanics of the game. All that being said, it's beautiful. The game is gorgeous, and you could walk around on the ground level. So I feel like that's one of those games that I'm going to come across in the future after it's finished cooking, and it's going to be one of those all-time great games. What they had was really a great beginning, and it was like, what you're doing here is incredible. It just needs more of it, and that just comes with time. Like, that's how I feel. I'm guessing how City of Heroes was when it first came out 10 years ago. All I've seen is just more and more and more stuff added to it, more content, more stuff, like over and over and over again. That which tells me that like they always had something good on their hands. They were just able to, over the years, constantly cultivate it. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot. But not before I shot. Got him. Take that, Greedo. I think that's where my next target is. Okay. So for my channel, I'm just gonna, I'm a Helldivers live streamer. At first I was like, I gotta change that, because the truth is, I'm a Dragon Age guy, I'm a BioWare guy, and the only reason I'm still playing games at all is because I was waiting on the next Dragon Age and the next Mass Effect, and you might as well play while you're waiting. You can't just, not play a game for 10 years and then suddenly get back into it. You gotta, keep those fingers nimble, and so I bought my Xbox and was concerned about whether or not I had a working PC for gaming, because we get the refurbished PCs for work, But I was like, if I'm gonna get a new computer, it has to be one for gaming because Dreadwolf's gonna be here soon. So the nerd in me is like, ouch, you think I'm a Helldivers player as I sit here just going to work in Helldivers, But yeah, I originally, I'm here for Thetis. Mass Effect is my jam. Dragon Age, Jade Empire, Knights of the Old Republic, that's me. But he was like, yeah, you're a Helldivers player, and I could not cop to it because I'm out there playing Helldivers right now, whooping ass. Give me that candy. So yeah, I'm a Helldivers player. Woo. And he's down. Am I done with this mission? Nope, still one more out here someplace. Oh, it's you. Ooh, god damn. Ooh, that was tough. I thought he got me. I thought he had me.
Extracted your disgrace.
Okay. Is that a Lidar station? No, it's not. No, it's not. It looks like it is, but it's not. It's just a regular place, like a regular ass building. What's up on this map? Okay, we got some gold right here, little diamond action.
Dropping a pin.
All right.
Mission at 20 minutes remaining.
I think that's it.
You may proceed to extraction.
I think we found like 20 gold too, or 20 super bucks or space credits or whatever they are. We found them. Let's make like a tree and get the fuck out of here. Wait, no, we have to actually find the side hustle. Wait, I did that though. I did it. I could have swore I did it. Didn't we? I'm not seeing it on the map, but I could have swore. Wait. Yeah, we did it. So on Sunday nights, that's because I wanted a night for like the role-playing game stuff, the stuff I actually loved, the games I love to play. Helldivers is an anomaly, but it's a magnificent anomaly, and I think what makes it so special and why I keep playing it is the campaign, the ongoing story is there. And I thought we got out of here without doing all that. It is there. That ongoing campaign, the never-ending adventure of a role-playing game is definitely there thanks to Joel and the way the game does this narrative. So I think that the hook the hook is still the same, It's just I'm not a wizard. I'm a gun wizard. I'm just as squishy, So I don't know what to expect from Bless Unleashed. It doesn't look promising, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm probably going to play some Midnight Suns at some point, but again, like I played that game, a full playthrough, beat the game, and was more honestly disappointed than anything else. Definitely not a bad game, but just after playing XCOM for years and wanting XCOM but with superheroes, I didn't like what I got from the company that makes XCOM. That wasn't what I wanted. But like that's not the me issue. Like it's I'm not the only one, so it is what it is. But yeah, I just not bad. Looked really good. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I want as many gloves off. I want as many hands off. I want to be able to. Oh crap! Have we been over there? Yeah, we have. You know what I mean? Like in Midnight Suns is gives you some freedom, but it is definitely telling a linear story that you don't even really have to have any agency in for it to work. Like it didn't need it, and so I felt like it had okay the same restrictions that make it so difficult to get them to let you create a character in most Marvel games was still present. So you couldn't interact with the characters in a way that they suggested in the actual game itself. Like they kept talking about how it was a dating simulator, but truth be told, you couldn't like romance a character like you could in other games. It didn't, at least on my playthrough, it didn't really work that way. You couldn't romance Captain Marvel. You couldn't romance Tony Stark. You just couldn't. Like you could go out on dates for some weird reason. You could hang out, but like they didn't want to give you that level of interactivity. So you couldn't make a character that had a romantic connection to Captain America. Like they just no, you know. And if you play a game like Dragon Age Inquisition, like that's a huge part of the game's story mechanic, because it creates new missions and all kinds of different things that are unique to that playthrough based on who you interact with, you know. And I think that they do give you something in that regard, but it's not what you, it's almost but not quite as far as that goes. I didn't get the DLC for Morbius, Deadpool, or Storm, and so I might get the Storm DLC eventually. It's like $15 if I start playing the game again, you know. But it'll be a game I'll play on Sunday night. I am a Conan Exiles player, but I kind of wandered off, and I may come back, I may not. So there's also a chance, because also like I hesitate because Conan Exiles gets really graphic and has some not safe for work stuff, and I don't want to accidentally put something on my live stream that you know what I mean? Like I really thought about that. Conan Exiles could be, you know. But the maker of Conan Exiles has made their next game. They're called Funcom, and they're making a game called Dune Awakening, and that's almost out. And me and Derek have been talking about playing that, and so that's like, I think outside of beta, you might be able to get early access to that. Maybe it's like close to being like out the door, and so depending on its initial cost and whatnot, and what platform it's on, I'm definitely gonna be playing some Dune Awakening. Again, as a solo player who is not about to try and join some kind of guild, I came to Conan Exiles way after its launch and play alone on a private sort of public server, like set to, you know what I mean? I just play the campaign, so I'm not in the multiplayer for Conan, and so I'm not sure how I'll fare in that same way playing Dune. It's designed a little differently, so we'll see. I might be able to play the multiplayer. I have no idea. And then there's the Game of Thrones game again that is going to be free to play, and then they're going to give you like founders packs and other ways you can buy to get like certain items. Like if you buy the right now the game's in early access, so it's not free to play at all. You have to buy one of the tiers, and they're like content packages, and you get a horse or a dire wolf to ride, and then costume pieces and stuff. It's mostly cosmetics. So I don't want to do that, because once the game goes free to play, those bundles will still be available as an option, and so I am perfectly willing to wait for the game to go free to play, and then I'll check it out and then see if it's worth getting the cosmetic bundles, because I love me a horse, you know, especially in a game like where you're gonna travel. And all of the footage I've seen shows the north, and then the expansion I think mentions more of the north, but then in the blurb it says the entirety of Westeros is open to you, and you can go to places like King's Landing and whatnot. And like, I love Dragon Age. Like, that's my favorite fantasy series in terms of games. And there are places you can go in throughout the game's history where it's like pretty, like, I don't know, densely populated, I guess. Like, the first thing I think of is like Kirkwall from Dragon Age 2 would be something similar to King's Landing. And for Kirkwall and Dragon Age 2 to be over 10 years old now, I'm really hoping that, like, when you get to King's Landing in this game, it's like super Kirkwall, like just like when you watch the show, King's Landing was cavernous and it was complex, and you can get lost in that huge city. And so when they say you can go to King's Landing, part of me is like, okay. I mean, are we going to really be able to walk around in that city? Because the moment I think about like Dragon's Dogma, Inquisition, hell, even the Veil Guard running around Tevinter for the first time, Tevinter's pretty close to that level of density, like that streets on top of streets and just everywhere, just build everywhere kind of thing. And when you watch the show, it's that like really lived in, realistic, I guess. I don't know what I'm looking for is the word, but like it gives you that density of a huge population in one relatively small location with the high walls. I kind of want to see if they recreate that, because everywhere else in Game of Thrones, it's a little bit more sparse. You know, open fields, you know, maybe a castle. King's Landing is unique in its hustling and bustling and just the crush of humanity there. And I want to see if they recreate that in the game. That's going to be what I'm most curious to see. And so that'll, again, on Sunday night. I'll get off work at 6:30, give myself like an hour or so to just woosah. And then from like 8 o'clock until last week tonight, I'll play something that's not Helldivers, something like with a little bit of story or something, and may or may not be on the mic, you know, but then that's Sunday night. And then I'll see you guys in the morning for some Helldivers, and I'll just be a Helldiver streamer. That's what I'll just sponsored by W for the time being. So that's it for today. It's 9:26. I want to take a moment. Oh, I got this new program to do all my clips for me too. So I'm going to let that thing spin while I can, and then hopefully upload whatever clips it makes after I get off work. So let me get out of here, and thanks for checking out the stream today, and hopefully we'll be back tomorrow.